Afternoon peeps, good afternoon everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget as well to like and share the vids. All right, let's have a look and see what there is to talk about today. Let's start with this one. Devin Haney on Shakur Stevenson's fight offer during party. Clown shit, just clout chasing. Yeah, I saw the video of this on Michael Benson's Twitter. They're both at the same party. Shakur Stevenson, I think, sends over a bottle of something, and also, you know those girls that hold up signs, something like that, saying sign the contract. Look, I mean, Devin Haney must understand he's gone from the hunter to the hunted. I mean, everyone wants that fight just because it's a money fight. I mean, Devin might not be the pool of Gervonta Davis, but he's still a pool. And plus, he's undisputed. So, look, he's going to get people chasing the fight. Look, Devin right now should understand that he's in the best position he could possibly be in. He's in a better position than 99.9% of fighters out there. He's a free agent, number one. Number two, he can fight at 135 or 140. Number three, all the options in both weight classes bring in big money. 135, it's Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis. 140, potentially it's Teofimo Lopez, Regis Prograis, or Ryan Garcia. And there are other names as well. All of those are big money fights. He's not locked down to a contract either. He's not locked down to a promoter or a broadcaster. So he can literally sit back and wait and see what the offers are. He's in a wonderful position. So look, I expect him to be in some really big fights in the next couple of days. And sorry, let me not forget the rematch with Vasily Lomachenko. So literally, that's 8 options I think I've reeled off, and all of the options make him 7. 1 or 2 of the options might even make him 8 figures. He's in a great position. So look, we'll see what happens with Devin Haney in the next, not just next fight, but the next couple of years. I expect. No. Afternoon peeps, good afternoon everyone. How we all doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. Don't forget as well to like and share the vids. All right, let's have a look and see what there is to talk about today. Let's start with this one. Devin Haney on Shakur Stevenson's fight offer during party. Clown shit, just clout chasing. Yeah, I saw the video of this on Michael Benson's Twitter page. They're both at the same party, and Shakur Stevenson, I think he sends over a bottle of something, but also a sign. You know them girls that hold up the bottles? One of them are holding the sign saying, sign the contract. Look, I mean, Devin Haney must understand he's gone from the hunter to the hunted. Everyone wants this fight for a couple of reasons. He's a big name, he's undisputed, and other reasons as well. So look, people want the fight with him. Look, if I'm Devin Haney, I just sit back and relax. Devin Haney is in a better position than 99.99% of fighters. And what I mean by that is that A, he's not under no contract, right? So he can go wherever he wants. He can fight at 135 or even 140. And more importantly, he has several options that make him millions. And I mean millions, 7 figures, some maybe even 8 figures. You look at 135, Gervonta Davis or Shakur Stevenson, or the rematch with Vasily Lomachenko, all big fights. I think you guys would agree. 140 if he wants to go there. We saw Teofimo Lopez on the weekend, Ryan Garcia, Regis Prograis, and there are other names there as well. So right now, he's in a great position. It's a great position to be in. Think about this. This guy's not tied down. He can literally wait and see which promoter and broadcaster want to offer him the biggest check. It's not a bad position to be in. So if I'm him, I'm not too worried about what's coming up next. Teofimo Lopez stands firm on retirement talk. I have a lot of ideas outside boxing. I like that. I think boxers should have things outside boxing, but this is the wrong time for Teofimo Lopez to hang up the gloves. I mean, right now, he's in a good position, pretty much like what I said about Devin Haney. Teofimo Lopez is also in a strong position. Look, Teofimo Lopez wants 2 things. He wants respect and he wants money. He's got the respect now. I think we can all agree that Teofimo Lopez is a world-class boxer after beating Josh Taylor on the weekend. Money is going to be interesting. He spoke about 9 figures. Obviously, he's not getting that. No one's getting that. But the money one's going to be interesting because Teofimo Lopez, although a very good boxer, that was the Hulu theatre they fought at. And they sold it out in the end, but it was a bit of a stretch to get it sold out. That's only 5,500. We haven't yet seen him in a big fight, pay-per-view, MSG, big arena, T-Mobile Arena, sold out. We haven't yet seen that. So I do wonder if he's able to draw the fan base. And ultimately, that's what pays you, right? Not the amount of belts you've got, not the amount of wins you've got. Will people pay to watch you fight? And the answer with Teo is yes, but not at the type of numbers that he wants in terms of getting paid. It's just how it is. Maybe a big fight with a Javante or a Shakur or a Ryan or a Devin gets you that. Because ultimately what you do is you then start to kind of take their fan base a bit with a good win. So look, we'll see what happens with Teofimo in the next sort of year or so. But I don't expect him to stay retired. John Jones wants Tyson Fury fight. I'd even be willing to box him. No, you wouldn't. I'm the biggest John Jones fan. I know some of you like him, some of you don't because of his past drug problems, but I'm a massive fan of John Jones, and I've always said if Tyson Fury were to go into the octagon with John Jones would end him in about 20 seconds. Now, Tyson Fury wouldn't end John Jones in 20 seconds in a boxing ring because it takes a bit longer, but Tyson Fury would absolutely annihilate him in a boxing ring. No one wants to see this. Let's just stop these stupid crossover things. Only one has worked where everyone has made a lot of money, and that's Conor versus Floyd. The other ones, and there has been others, Randy Couture versus James Toney, they don't end well. They're stupid. I did want to see Ngannou take on one of the fights with maybe a Wilder or Dillian Whyte or Chisora, but even that doesn't like it's happening at the moment. So enough of these silly crossover fights. I'm actually quite bored of them. So hopefully they don't happen. Hopefully John Jones just get what he needs to get in the UFC, and Tyson Fury gets I don't know, in August, Caballero or Martin Bakoli, whoever he wants to fight. What else is there? Let's have a look. Munguia on Derevanchenko. It was a very tough lesson. I have a lot to learn. I think he's been a bit harsh on himself. Again, I said this on the video yesterday. Derevanchenko will give a lot of people good work. He's a very, very good fighter. No one blasts through him. It doesn't happen. I mean, he arguably beat GGG. Beat him. Was going to stop him. I couldn't believe it. So I think Munguia has been a bit tough on himself. Look, maybe this is a lesson from the matchmakers. I feel like Munguia's had this kind of weird, where he's had a tough fight, then he's had sort of several C-level fights, and then a tough fight. Maybe it's a case of the matchmakers just need to match him correctly. And I think it's fair to say they've not been doing that. I mean, there was talk about him fighting Dimitri Bivol. What's going on? Spence on Canelo. Definitely will take that fight. 165 to 168 pounds is my natural weight. I said this. I did a video about this a couple of weeks back. A lot of you in the comment section were laughing. I said Spence versus Canelo is the biggest fight that can be made in boxing. In terms of numbers, it's the biggest fight. A few of you were like, Addy, you don't know what you're talking about. And look, I will accept the apologies. I'll accept them. Canelo's an interesting one. Like, Canelo obviously does this September, May. We haven't got long till September. Time will fly by just like that. And look, there are several options. In fact, let's discuss the options for Canelo, because we're hearing a lot about Badou Jack. I'm going to park Badou Jack to the side just for a couple of minutes, because I find it quite weird how Canelo would want this fight now. I get it from a legacy standpoint, becoming a 5-weight world champion, but there are other better options if you're talking legacy building options than I think a Badou Jack fight. Especially because Canelo could have taken the Makabu fight to become a 5-weight world champion, which I think would have been easier than Badou Jack, but he chose to fight Bivol. We all know what happened there. So look, in terms of fights that I would want to see, so A-star fights for Canelo in September, there are 3. There are 2 A-star and there's 1 A-star. The 2 A-star for me are Bivol and Benavidez. Bivol at 168 or 175. It's a big fight, and I think it's, again, we're talking legacy fights for Canelo's legacy. It's a bigger fight than most, I think, that we're going to talk about. And then there's Benavidez. That's a massive fight. It's a huge one. Some will say that Benavidez might need to do a bit more work, but it is what it is. He beat Caleb Plant. He wants Canelo. He wants a top dog at 168. You can't blame him. We've heard a lot recently about Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo, the middleweight brother of the two, who is a WBC middleweight champion. He's been out the ring for a couple of years. I saw something today, I think it was Mike Coppinger reported, that Canelo and Eddie Reynoso have actually sat down with Al Heyman to see if there's any movement in there. That's a big fight. It's a big fight. So those are the 3, like, your marquee ones. Those are the ones. There are other fights as well. Edgar Berlanga. These are not ones I want to see, but Canelo does have options. Berlanga's there. Munguia coming off a lackluster performance, in his own words, against Derevanchenko. That's there. And obviously then there's the Badou Jack one. So look, several options. I would love to see Bivol or Benavidez. I'm not upset with Jamal Charlo before I want to see a Badou Jack. I'll be honest with you, I don't really want to see that fight. Some might say, yeah, Ade, him becoming a 5-weight world champion is bigger for his legacy. I more look at your names than trinkets. I'm looking at your names. What's a bigger name to have on your resume? Bivol, Benavidez, or Jamal, or Badou Jack? I would say those three. That's what I would say. Some might argue and say Badou Jack because obviously Badou Jack's, no slouch himself. But I think we all, if you've seen Badou Jack fight recently, Badou Jack actually, obviously he beat Makabu, great performance. The fight before that, I was there. What was that? Was that Usyk AJ? But I was there anyway. He lost that fight. He lost the fight before that, He got given a gift. Badou Jack isn't what he once was. It's not the Badou Jack that fought James DeGale or George Groves. Isn't that guy? So, I'm not a fan of it. Josh Taylor on Teofimo Lopez fight. My legs were gone by the 4th and 5th round. I strayed away from the game plan. His legs were gone. His legs were gone. He buckled under his own sort of weight a few times, trying to kind of go backwards and fight on the back foot. His legs just buckled a couple of times. Look, that's what 15 months out of the ring will do to you. That's what sort of that's what a hungry killer in front of you will do as well. It just wasn't a good day at the office for Josh Taylor. Those scorecards were way too close as well. I gave Teo 8, maybe 9 rounds. I thought Teo dominated. Look, Josh had his spots and he will have his spots. He's a great fighter, but there's a lot of decisions to be made with Josh. He won't stay around at 140, so then you have to look and think, Josh is a big name. What are you going to do at 147? What's he going to do? I mean, is there any appetite? I was just thinking about this for an all-British showdown with Conor Benn. Is there any appetite? Don't know. Sorry, made a green tea. I don't want it to get cold. Do you mind? I know people get upset with this. Oh, lovely. Is there? I'm just putting it out there. Because there are names. Obviously, look, he's not going to get Crawford or Spence. Those names have gone. There was a time when I thought him versus Crawford made sense. Doesn't make sense anymore. Crawford and Spence are going to be tied into, if the fight is good, a rematch. So they're gone. I don't know how much. Like, if you asked me a year and a half ago, Josh Taylor versus Jaron Ennis, I'll say, Josh got a great chance. Josh versus Virgil, Josh got a great chance. Now, I don't know. And this isn't because he's just lost a fight. It's because in my my feelings, he's lost 2 fights back to back. That's what it is. All right, where are we? Let's have a look. Costa Zoo, very pleased with Tim Zoo's growth. Feels he silenced the critics. Yeah, I mean, Costa Zoo's just taking a step back, and you almost feel like you're watching Tim do it by himself, as opposed to sort of being his hand being held by his famous father. Tim's looking good, man. That win over Tony Harrison was solid. Obviously, it looks like we're going to get the Jamal Charlo fight. Let's see what he can do there. I mean, that would be one scalp if he were to get rid of Jamal Charlo. Canelo Alvarez versus Badou Jack negotiations, they say going very well. Eddie Hearn, I'm very confident Wilder will accept the money deal for Joshua fight. So clearly then we know there's been something sent over. Yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure, Wilder at this stage of his career, and he's earned some good money, especially in the last 4 or 5 fights. He's all about the Benjamins, more so than titles. I mean, he's become a world champion. He's okay with that. It's about making money now, and I think this will be very, very big money, huge money. In fact, I think Wilder AJ, massive. We'll see. Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards could be signed this week, says Eddie Hearn. Okay. Wow, that's a big one, isn't it? That's a big one. Sonny will have to travel as well. I think Bam's got a bigger fan base in America than Sonny has over here. So I think it's a bigger fight in America. Sonny would relish challenging Bam in his hometown. Sonny, in fact, there's part of me that thinks Sonny would prefer to go to America and take Bam's belt from America. He's something about him like that. He would have loved to have gone to Mexico to face Julio Cesar Martinez. I mean, look, if Sonny can beat Bam, jeez. Bear in mind, Bam was a lot of people's fight of the year last year. Bam's someone that's crept into, some people say, the top 10 pound for pound. That's a big scalp. Huge scalp. Jesus Christ. That would be something special. Let's have a look what else. Deontay Wilder expects to return to the ring no later than September. Okay. To fight who? Bear in mind, this offer that I just spoke about, that Eddie's saying that Wilder will accept, is for the end of the year. September. I mean, he's given himself 3 months. Well, AJ's fighting in August, I think. That'd be interesting. I can't think of who he's going to fight. Will he take a risk and fight someone, of serious note, like a Frank Sanchez? That's the name that always pops up. And I think Frank Sanchez always pops up because I think we all know deep down that Frank Sanchez is a big problem for all of them. It's a big problem for all of them. I've heard crazy sparring stories about Frank Sanchez dropping a couple of names within that top 6. I'm not going to reveal who, but I've heard he's a big problem, and people are avoiding Frank Sanchez. It's fact, people are avoiding him. And I wonder if Wilder will be one of those as well that avoids him. I don't blame. This is not even a dig at Wilder. I don't blame him for swerving him, because Frank Sanchez could just upset everything. And I wouldn't even be shocked if Wilder has his list of opponents and the Saudis say, no, not him. We want you to fight AJ, so we're not risking you fighting him. So we'll see. All right, guys, girls, I am late. I've got to go to TalkSport. I've got my own show on TalkSport during the summer. It's a transfer show, 7 till 10. But the 8 till 10 portion of it, me and Rory Jennings, is live on YouTube, so you guys can watch it as well. So please make sure you do that. Peace and love.